guys, and welcome to another creepy stories on a stormy night. And tonight's story is Rosemary's Ghost. Now, Rosemary bought this small house in Chicago in the 80s and moved in, and everything was fine. She loved the house, but everything started the first night she was there. She went to bed and fell asleep. All of a sudden, she opened her eyes, and there, standing at the foot of her bed, was a guy wearing a gas mask and holding out a red rose. He said, "My Rosemary." Rosemary screamed and then woke up. Thank goodness it was just a dream. The next night, Rosemary had gone out with some friends and came back. Once again, she went to bed and went to sleep. She then woke up and turned over in the bed and felt something cold, but had something on it that was warm. She pulled back the covers, and there was a bayonet lying in the bed, covered in blood. Again, Rosemary screamed and woke up. Luckily, that had all been a dream as well, thank goodness. The next night, Rosemary went to bed again, and then opened her eyes in the middle of the night, and there, once again, stood at the bottom of the bed, was this man, wearing the gas mask and holding out a red rose. "My Rosemary," he said. Again, she woke up, screaming. But it was just a dream. This, though, was now starting to get to Rosemary. So the next night, again, she sat up in bed, reading a book, had a hot chocolate, hoping it would make her sleep a little bit better. She then went to sleep, and then once again she opened her eyes, and there again at the foot of the bed was this man with the gas mask on. "My Rosemary." This time she screamed at him, "I'm not your Rosemary, leave me alone," and threw a pillow at him. She then woke up and, without realising, had actually thrown a pillow at the dresser that was underneath her window, knocking all her perfumes and everything over. The next day was a Friday, and she went to bed, and this time she went to sleep and was absolutely fine. Nothing happened. She got up the next day, which was a Saturday, and went into town. It was only a short walk, and she met her neighbour. She bumped into her, so the neighbour said, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm good." She said, "Would you like to go for a coffee while we're here?" You know, she'd just got some groceries or something. So Rosemary said, "Yeah, I'd like that, come on then." So they go into a coffee shop, and the neighbour said, "How you been doing, in the new house?" She said, "You know what?" She said, "I'll be honest with you." She went, "I love the house. The house is wonderful." She said, "But every night," she said, "I've been having these awful dreams." She said, "I had this guy standing at the foot of the bed, wearing a gas mask and like a soldier's camouflage uniform." She said, "Holding a rose out, saying, 'My Rosemary.'" She said, "It freaked me out so much because that is my name." She said, "And then another night," she said, "I pulled back the covers and there was this blood-stained bayonet." So the neighbour kind of looked at her, and she said, "What?" She said, "Well, what happened back in 1945, the people that lived there was a guy called Charles and a woman called Rosemary. That was his wife. He went off and fought in World War II. His wife, Rosemary, got really lonely and missed him and ended up seeing this guy. And they had an affair. One day, when Charles finally came back from the war, he came in and his wife was upstairs in bed with another man. He took his gun that had the bayonet on it, burst into the bedroom and killed them both with the bayonet. So was they really dreams, or was it actually the ghost of Charles coming back? Who knows? As far as I'm concerned, I've made it up. I loosely based that on a movie called Rosemary's Killer. It might be called in the States The Prowler, I think. Yeah, and it was really good film, actually. I remember it, and I really used to like it. I watched it when I was a kid, back in the early 80s. So I based that on very loosely, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. It's absolutely brilliant to see you all, and I hope you enjoy this Friday night. If you want, I can leave this atmosphere on with the rain and the thunder and the fire, and maybe you can fall asleep to it. But if you do, don't have nightmares. I will be back, but in the meantime, have yourselves a